In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. Father, forgive them, for they don't even know what they're doing. That's what Jesus said from the cross, asking the Father to forgive those who were actually hanging him on the cross, that he would die. Oh, if Jesus is going to forgive those, surely you are forgiven for the sins that you had committed. The whole point of the cross was that we would be completely forgiven. He was the Lamb that took away the sin of the world. God said, I am going to wipe out your sin. And he did it through his son Jesus. And so forgiveness was what that cross was all about. So it just makes perfect sense that as he was on the cross, he was even asking for forgiveness for those who were offending him so totally unrighteously. Well, today I'm going to read 3 verses, and I want you to spend some time talking with the Lord and letting him speak to you the truth of what I'm about to say. We're in Luke chapter 23, and I'm going to read verses 35 through 38, and they say this: The people stood by looking on, and even the rulers were sneering at him. Now remember, Jesus has just been put on the cross. The rulers were sneering at him and saying, He saved others, let him save himself. If this is the Christ of God, his chosen one, then he could save himself. Well, you know what? He was the Christ of God. He could have saved himself. Verse 36, the soldiers also mocked him, coming up to him, offering him sour wine, and saying, If you are the King of the Jews, save yourself. Okay, here's what I want to say, and I want you to listen really, really carefully. Jesus is God. He could have gotten off that cross. He could have arranged things so that he wouldn't have even gotten on the cross. Maybe you saw the Passion of the Christ movie, and there was a scene when Jesus was standing beside Pilate, and Pilate was saying to Jesus, Tell me something I can use against these people so I can let you off the hook. Don't you know I have the power to send you to the cross or to let you go? And Jesus looked at Pilate and he said, You don't have any power at all. You're not in control of what's going on here. What's going on here has been ordained before the foundation of the world for the salvation of everyone who would believe. And so, here's the deal. Listen carefully. Jesus, who was God, could have gotten off that cross. He could have arranged it so he wouldn't have even gotten onto that cross. All he'd had to do is give up on you and me. But he loves us. He did then, and he does now. And so, the most profound demonstration of love there has ever been was Jesus was allowing himself to be nailed to the cross. And then when they jeered at him and said, Why don't you get down if you're really God? Well, he could have, but he didn't, because he loves you. Oh, don't ever doubt the love that God has for you, because Jesus could have gotten off that cross, but he didn't, because of love. For God so loved the world that he gave Jesus, that who would ever believe on him would not perish, but have eternal life. Jesus didn't give up on that for you, so believe on him and receive the love that he has for you. God bless you, you and me, the beloved of God himself. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Jesus, give me Jesus.